The Purple Power has won. On April 25th, this channel launched with no less than zero followers. Now, 5 months later, it's the fastest growing YouTube channel, the most watched stimulus channel, and with 500,000 followers on social media, over 2 million views every 24 hours on YouTube. Today, the channel's followers, the Purple Power, will learn that Steve MNUCHIN will adopt the policies of the Purple Power. On Friday, last Friday, or maybe even Thursday or Wednesday of last week, I urged the followers of this channel to take a stance. And the stance we took was to push the Problem Solvers bill for a vote, to reject Nancy Pelosi's offer, whether it's 2.2 or 2.4 trillion. We held that position and we continue to hold that position, hitting social media, moving them, pushing the pressure points on both the problem solvers, the Blue Dogs, and the New Democratic Coalition, pushing the White House, pushing Mnuchin, pushing Meadows, and rejecting Pelosi. Minutes ago, Steve Mnuchin confirmed that he is going to tell Nancy Pelosi, it's the Problem Solvers bill or else. This is a congratulations to you. You've got your way. And this is Morning's LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Morning's LALATE on a Wednesday morning in which, boy, you see the power of media. You see the power of television. You see the power of social media. You got your way. You finally have actually succeeded in one of the biggest coups of YouTube and social media in recent memory. Today, the president's task force, his Treasury Secretary, will adopt exactly what the platform has been of the Purple Power family for over a week. An announcement made earlier this morning. He will push for the Problem Solvers bill to be a vote or else and reject Nancy Pelosi's bill of $2.2 trillion. If there was ever time to subscribe to this community, it's today. I mean, goodness. I mean, this is one of the greatest success stories of this channel to date, a 5-month-old channel. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe. This channel should be a 500,000 followers. I mean, this is just insane. This is absolutely categorically insane. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe. Subscribe right now. Tell your friends and your family and your neighbors and your cat and your llama and your dog and your alpaca and your dragon lady and, Pete the Peacock. Tell his all friendly peacocks. Tell the guy at the casino to subscribe as also. Today's the time to subscribe. And go to the Fun's channel and like this video because, boy, you see the power. You see the power of knowing what's going on, pushing the envelope, and getting it to the finish line. And today, we have done the incredible. Let me go over the incredible great news of what's going on in today's video before I get to the breaking details. What I will be going over is Steve, I literally have 5 pages of things to go over, but I may actually throw them all out and only deal with one of them, which is the one that came in last, the last minute details, which is Steve Mnuchin. I had told you yesterday he's headlining a conference for CNBC called Delivering Alpha today as a keynote speaker. I told you that appearance might be key. Well, it was key because he appeared on CNBC this morning and gave about a 5-minute interview. I'm not going to go through all the interview. I'll cover a little bit more of on afternoon's LALATE. But boy, I'm going to go to the core of it, which is he says we're doing the Problem Solvers bill. And I'll be telling Nancy Pelosi that today. Yes, fix your collar. Sit up straight. You gain some respect today. You gain some respect because, boy, that's coming up shortly. I'll also be going over really what's going on between him and Nancy. what's going on with the second stimulus package. Will it even get approved at this point by legislatively? Spoiler, no. Unless Nancy rakes up her head and gets it out of wherever it is. Will it come by executive order? Very possibly. Very possibly. And then I will try to see if I can get to some of the other breaking news stories that I wanted to go over about your stimulus this morning. All right, let me get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that Steve Mnuchin has said this morning, in a shocking, incredible endorsement, White House endorsement of the policies of this channel and the policies of the Purple Power and the political and economic agenda of this channel, that we are doing exactly what LALATE has been advocating for, the Problem Solvers Bill. Mnuchin appeared on CNBC, the broadcast financial news channel, this morning and was asked a series of questions. I'm not going through all of the interview because it's very long. It's 5 minutes in running time. It's a video of which only a few sentences was reduced to text, but I watched the video. And in it, he was asked what's going on. Let me back up and let me explain the context of today's interview. The context of today's interview was he and Pelosi have been speaking. They have been speaking. And on Monday, I believe it was, she introduced or released to press her tailored down HEROES Act bill. At the time, there was a news report, which I certainly covered, that said that essentially said that was the end of negotiations as of that day. That news report was now inaccurate, we now know. But she introduced the bill. I'm not going to go there because I really, really, really want to go there. But there was someone out there that said the moment that she introduced the bill, and this is a person on YouTube, said, it's getting passed. I heard it's getting passed. Are you crazy? But let me just leave that. Let me continue. So she introduced the bill, and she introduced it on Monday. I had told you last week what we're going to do is start a social media campaign to reject her bill, because we knew it was going to be 2.2 or 2.4 or something like that. And I said, this is a waste of time. Adopt the Problem Solvers bill. So over a week ago, you know what we did. I don't have to tell you what we did. We went on social media. We pushed an agenda, a political, social, and economic agenda to say, get the Problem Solvers bill introduced and passed. We hit no less than 700 congressional and White House cabinet members. We pushed on one side the problem solvers who wrote the bill, the blue dogs who wrote the bill, and who supported the bill, and the problem solvers who supported the bill. We pushed against Pelosi and her team, saying, if you don't support this, we're kicking you out of Congress. Seats for Stimulus, which is actually a 3-month-old campaign of this channel as well. And then we also pushed in the center with the president of the White House, Mnuchin, Meadows, Kudlow, and Navarro, to get this done. Well, what happened was yesterday things started to unravel against Pelosi. The Blue Dogs came out of a press release yesterday that they released to a member of the Purple Power family saying, hey, we are supporting the problem solvers. Well, yesterday, Mnuchin met with Pelosi over the telephone, and what happened was exactly what this channel had reported and not what other channels and other news reporters were reporting. They said they had reached a deal. They were almost done. They were almost finished. They were almost this. And I said, I don't think so. I don't think so. It looks from the comments that Mnuchin is not near a deal, that Mnuchin is just listening to her, and that he's prepared to make a counteroffer. There was no deal in sight, but people would say, oh, there's a deal. This is absolutely, it's wonderful. Great news, great news. Finally, it's just, no, it's just not the case. Well, Mnuchin confirmed that minutes ago. He said that during the talks of the last 2 days, we came to a commonality of the things that need relief, but not a commonality of the amount of the things. And this is what he said. Well, the president and I are working hard for a bipartisan proposal. Yeah, we're not doing partisan, we're doing a bipartisan proposal. Speaker Pelosi and I spoke several times over the weekend. We had a conversation for an hour yesterday going through different aspects of it. And I expect I will come back. This is the part here that you need to focus on. I will come back with, as my hands go cold in the early morning. The suspense is killing me. With her later this afternoon. And we will deliver a response. A response. He had not given her a response today. And so everyone that told you that there was a deal, that he agreed to it, that he had rolled over, that it was a deal, that was categorically untrue reporting. Rather, he was listening, and today he will deliver a response. And what will that response be? This is the great part. And I think we'll have a very reasonable response. It's something that is very similar to what has been the bipartisan proposal that the problem solvers have worked on. Boy. He has sat back and he has listened to her for several days, and today he will announce, I say this at the 10-minute mark of the video, it's like old days, he will announce, I will have a very reasonable response for her today that'll be very similar to what has been the bipartisan proposal that the problem solvers have worked on. Unbelievable. Today, the White House has adopted the policies and the social, economic, and political agenda of the Purple Power for a 5-month-old channel. For a 5-month-old channel. You should be categorically ecstatic that you, the people who didn't even have a Twitter account a week ago, that are senior citizens, don't even know how to use Twitter, got on Twitter to create Twitter accounts, to tag the problem solvers, to tag MNUCHIN, say, can you help me set up a Twitter account? I don't know how to do this. Got on Twitter just to tweet this issue. Because you were so irate you weren't getting your stimulus package, went on social media to get the message loud and clear, support the problem solvers. Support the problem solvers, reject your Pelosi. That's what he's doing today. Counteroffer, which would be something along the lines of the problem solvers, the bipartisan proposal. He continues, we have been working on that, and I hope we get something done because, as you said, there's clearly some businesses which have been impacted, small businesses which have been impacted, and they need more money for kids, and they need more money for school. We need liability protection for small businesses to open, and the economy. We will continue to work hard to get those results for the American people who are impacted. Absolutely categorically insane. So, as we sit here today, will there be a deal between Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin that would be ratified by the House and the Senate and signed by the President? We simply don't know. There's 3 steps to this. And there's actually 4 steps to this. The first step is that Mnuchin will introduce his problem solvers bill today to Nancy Pelosi. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is just incredible. She's either going to accept it or reject it. If she rejects it, we're done. Legislatively. Hold me, because we're going to executive order later in this video. Executive order is still on the table. So don't stay focused, because this is only the legislative. There's 2 ways to get your stimulus: by act of Congress or by the president by executive order. This is the legislative part of this video. He's going to introduce to Nancy Pelosi the problem solvers bill, which, it took him a few days to come to the Purple Power's position, but today he has done it. She's either going to say, go to hell, or, okay, yeah, I give in, I do it. That's that. Then what's going to happen is that shortly thereafter, if she accepts it, then he will work with the Republicans in the Senate to get it approved. He was asked this question. Well, if you have an agreement with Speaker Pelosi about the problem solvers bill, what's going to happen? He was asked, you still have the Republicans who are going to push back on you, Mr. Mnuchin. They wanted a skinnier bill. They wanted something less than $900,000. If you're coming up, over $1.5 trillion, what's going to happen? He says, well, Mark Meadows and I, this is Mnuchin responding, have spoken to Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell yesterday, and let's see if we get a compromise with the Speaker, and then we will continue to work with both sides to get all the language done. Unresponsive, of course. Completely unresponsive by Mnuchin. He's basically saying, I'm not going to answer the question whether I have GOP support in the Senate, because at this point, I don't have even the Speaker of the House on book. When asked why is this where it is today, he says in all certain cases, it's a size and scope of the relief. We have agreement on the provisions that need to be done. We don't have agreement on the amount of money. So in certain cases, it's the size and scope. We agree upon the support. We agree upon back-to-work credits, which is interesting. We agree upon retention credits, PPP, airlines, stimulus checks. We agree upon that, but we just don't agree upon the amount of money. So will we be hearing this beyond today for purposes of MNUCHIN and Pelosi? No. We're giving it one more try, said MNUCHIN. He didn't use the word finally or final or ultimate or this is it, but he said, we're just giving it one more try. When asked what his relationship is with the Speaker, he says, the Speaker and I have a relationship that's all business. It's effective because we've been communicating on that. There are things we agreed upon and there are things we have differences on. And there you go. What an incredible turn of events. Now let me turn to executive orders as the sun comes in and fully understand it's at the 15-minute mark. Certainly 2 minutes from now, I will be more washed out than... let's just say the sun is coming in, so the sun is interrupting me like a presidential debate like last night. Executive orders. They still remain the core and focus of this channel. Legislatively, what's potentially going to happen is that the members of Congress are going to get on their nice planes and fly away. They get on their Lear jets and their private jets and fly away in 48 to 48 hours, and they're going to say a lot of negative things about the other respective political parties. And what we are going to do is two things. Our focus is going to be this all the way through November. 1 and 2. This side is we're going to, well, actually, the hand was always usually here, so I'm going to stay it here so I don't confuse anyone. We're going to push the president for executive orders. It seems now, based upon what MNUCHIN's talking about, the president wants to make it look as though, and wants to make it effective as though he wants to give you stimulus. So MNUCHIN wants the stimulus to go out. So it seems as though, by the comments today, that he wants an executive order. So we're going to push MNUCHIN, push Meadows, push Trump, push Navarro. We're also going to identify other people in the discussion we need to add for the tagging. Maybe we have to add Don Jr. and, Ivanka and say, hey, get executive orders out. We need it right now. We need your help. We need it right now. We're going to push that agenda all the way up to Election Day. Absolutely all the way through. We're not going to stop there. On the other side, the congressional leaders that are flying out on their Lear jets and their private plane to get their $12 ice cream or $12 yogurt or $12 ego boost, we're going to take care of them very good and quickly. What are we going to do? We are going to keep track of whatever they do for Pelosi's bill. Pelosi is represented. She's going to introduce her bill to the House. Then they're going to vote on it. We're going to do two things about that. First, we are going to do one last push and say, hey, if you vote for this, we're going to keep track of who voted for it and ensure you're voted out. So we're going to be on social media and say, hey, Problem Solvers, Blue Dogs, New Democrat Coalition, you said you're not going to support this. You better not support for it. If you do support it, we're going to keep track of your vote and ensure you're voted out. It's as simple as that. Next, as I sort of move away from the light, next is that we are going to make very well documented who sort of abandons us and who votes for a very bad bill. Finally, what you need to understand, which I have not made particularly clear in this video, but I say on a daily basis, is it takes three groups to pass a bill. It has to be approved by the House, it has to be approved by the Senate, it has to be approved by the President. I want you to understand that it starts with the House, it then goes to the Senate, and then it goes to the President to sign. There may be some people in the next 48 hours somewhere, either on broadcast news, print media, or other channels that will use the terms passed. And what I want you to understand as I sort of do dodgeball on the side is that the word passed means nothing unless it goes to the House and is passed by the House and passed by the Senate and signed by the President. So some people may say, oh, it passed, congratulations, it passed. Yeah, it passed in the House, it didn't go anywhere. That's not a law. A law requires the House, Senate, and the President to sign it. A lot of big developments on a day in which everything is twisting and turning. The sun is rising quickly. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to have more about Steve Mnuchin's comments. It was a 5-minute interview. I'm going to have more about it, but this was the one I wanted to get out to you as quickly as possible. As you see as the new day starts, and as you know, why do you have such a nice tent? Well, you see why, because it's literally like, yeah. It says the host goes out of frame. Hi, how are you? This is why we stay positive. This is why we stay focused. Even though we may be out of focus. It's a great day. It's a great morning. If you've not subscribed to this channel, you need to go to the front of this channel, subscribe. Who else has been able to get a whole national movement together in such a short period of time to effectuate this. As this Purple Power community has done, every single person, young and old, Republican and Democrat, we have pushed an agenda in a time in which people have not focused on us, have forgotten about us, and we made it very loud and clear: pass the Problem Solvers Bill, support the Problem Solvers Bill, push it to a vote. Ultimately, it requires 3 houses of Congress. And if the House of Representatives don't want to do the Problem Solvers Bill, well, then get on your plane, but don't come back. We will make sure you don't come back. Also, like this video, because we've done incredible achievements today. Incredible work. As always, coming up this afternoon, join me for Afternoons LATE at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Stay with me, stay informed, stay focused, stay smiling, and stay LA for more.